Welcome back, viewers. This is SweetBattlescars again, and I am back with a special video. Today I wanted to share some footage of the Titanfall beta with you and talk about my impressions so far with this game. I've gotten to play this beta for a few hours now, so I think I'm ready to go over my thoughts and my impressions for this game. Now, before I continue, there is something you should know about me, and those of you who have been following my channel will know this, and that is that I don't have much experience with first-person shooters. Now, that is, I'm trying to say, I don't have much experience with the current or newer first-person shooters. That is not to say I've never played a first-person shooter, because I have. And actually, if I think back, the fondest memories I have with a first-person shooting game is with the Medal of Honor series. I can remember during when I was in high school, I used to play with my friends during our lunch hour, and we used to go into the school's computer lab and just sit there and play Medal of Honor until we had to go back to class. And so obviously I became very fond of the Medal of Honor series, and then after that, I think, if I remember correctly, I think I bought the first Call of Duty game on the GameCube when Call of Duty started making its transition into consoles. And after that, I think I played a little bit of Modern Warfare and I think Black Ops here and there, but what I'm trying to say is that I never really got into the Call of Duty series. Now, I'm not trying to say it's not a good game, because it's not. You know, the millions of people who buy that game will, you know, say otherwise. So it's by no means a bad game. It's just not really my thing, and I never really got into it. Even though I always kind of wanted to get into a shooter like it. I played, you know, a little more of Battlefield than Call of Duty, so I think I'm more familiar with Battlefield than Call of Duty, but still, you should know that I don't really have much context in terms of this game, so I can't really compare it much to Call of Duty or Battlefield, even though, of course, it doesn't take a genius to, you know, see the similarities and some differences as well. But, so, now that you have some background information, I like to say that I like this game. I really enjoy this game. I've had such a blast with the beta, and I'll give you the reasons why, and this is what I think of the game so far. I love how fast moving it is. It really moves at a fast pace. You go into the game and all of your allies and friends and your enemies are moving at such fast speeds that you just gotta do the same. You have to kind of keep up with their high speeds in order to just survive. And I really love that about this game. I like that it keeps me at the edge of my seat throughout the entire session the various sessions that I've experienced so far. So it's definitely not like your traditional first-person shooter game, because it just moves so fast that you have to kind of keep with it, and it's a rush. It's a big rush, and just as you're seeing now, I'm moving into my Titan. It's such a rush when you get into one of these big, heavy machines and you start shooting at other Titans and punching them, trying to kill them, and it's such a big blast. And you know, I love the way that these machines feel. They feel very big, very massive, and of course, you know me, I love mechs. I've always loved big robots and in anime, in movies, and whatnot. So of course I'm a big fan of these big mechs moving around the battlefield. And again, but that's just me being a big nerd about it. So I do love the mechs. I like seeing the mechs. I almost feel tempted to buy the ridiculously priced collector's edition of that statue, just to have an awesome statue of a Titan in my collection. But I don't know if I'll do that. But anyway, I digress. Let's go back to the game itself. One of the things that those of you know about my channel is that I've played some Borderlands 2, and so aside from Medal of Honor and some Call of Duty and Battlefield, I think I've got the most experience with Borderlands 2. But the thing about Borderlands 2 and the the thing I like about it is that most of the time it doesn't feel like I'm playing a first-person shooter, if that makes sense, even though it's obviously a first-person shooter. But to me, it feels more like an RPG game. It feels like I'm playing an RPG game every time I go into Borderlands 2. So I think that's what I like. The reason why I like this game so much, because it, you know, of course I know I'm playing a first-person shooter game, but at times it feels like an Assassin's Creed game. I'm moving through walls and jumping on the tops of buildings and just moving at so fast and just shooting that it hardly feels like your typical first-person shooter game. And the reason why I say this is because, of course, there are a lot of comparisons to be made between this and Call of Duty, and a lot of people are calling it just Call of Duty with robots. And yes, I can see how that would be the case, but once you play this game, trust me, it doesn't feel like that, especially once you get into one of these big titans. And not only that, but it's been revealed, I think actually just earlier today, that we're gonna get monsters and other creatures, kind of inhabiting these areas with us while we're playing the game. Now, I don't know if it's exactly clear if we're actually gonna get to fight these things, but I think we are. So it was revealed in the art book, in the official Titanfall art book. We are gonna get creatures, various areas, and just monsters to go along with this awesome game. And that just makes me super excited. I can't wait to see these monsters and be able to fight them with my Titan. And it's just, the more I learned about this game, the more I play the beta, the more excited I become for this game. And that, I think that says a lot, because before, I was excited about it. Yes, cool, robots in the battlefield with guns. Yes, I'll play that. But now that we know we're gonna get monsters and all these awesome areas, and I think we're gonna get to go into different planets also, that just makes it that much sweeter to me, that we're gonna get this awesome content with it, and probably we're gonna get an awesome story with it too. I mean, if you have monsters in all of these awesome areas that encompass, other planets and probably, space travel, that throws it on a whole different level for me. So it becomes very exciting, and I just can't wait to play the final game. So that's, I think, the main reason I have for liking this game so much is, of course, I accept it as a first-person shooter, but oftentimes when I start playing this game, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like an adventure game. And of course, I love action games, action-adventure games like Monster Hunter, and so I think this fits right in with my kind of my taste for games. So obviously, it also makes me think of Destiny. I know we're not gonna be playing with giant mechs in Destiny, but all of these areas and kind of monsters kind of make me remember Destiny. So that'll be great, and I can honestly see myself spending a significant amount of time just kind of planning out my strategy for various environments, and whether or not I have to consider monsters and other creatures in the environments. And like I was saying, it's just not your typical first-person shooter game. I can't just go in, running through the battlefield, expecting to shoot some other players and enemies. It just won't happen. You won't survive. You have to be able to adapt and use the verticality of every environment, and climb and run on walls, and just not remain static, because that's not what this game seems to be about. It's about movement and how fluid it is, and that feels really amazing to me. It's just the whole game, the whole beta has felt like a big rush of excitement, and so it just makes me that much more excited for the final game. You might not think of something like this game, like Titanfall, as a strategy game, but in many ways it is. Because it also even reminds me of Monster Hunter, because in Monster Hunter you have to plot out your strategy, go into fighting every different monster with a different strategy. You have to know its moves, you have to know what weapon to use against it, and I see myself kind of going with the same type of mentality into this game, looking at every area, the various buildings and features of every environment, and kind of use those to my advantage. See what type of enemies I'm facing, whether it's other, enemies on foot, whether it's a titan, whether it's going to be one of these creatures or monsters or whatever. It's just, it makes it a very open game. It makes it very open to a strategy, and I think it's going to allow players to bring in their own style of gameplay and their own way of approaching all of these different challenges and features that the game will have. And to me, if you ask me, it makes for a very exciting game. That's one of the reasons I am super excited about Destiny. It's one of the reasons why I love Monster Hunter. It's one of the reasons why I'm gonna be playing this game a lot, I think. And so again, for those of you who were kind of looking at this game thinking, it's just a first-person shooter game, not much to it, think again, look at it a second time, and you'll see maybe there's something there that you hadn't seen before. And for those of you who are obviously maybe as excited for this game as I am, I'm with you there. It's shaping up to be a pretty good game. So I think we have a lot to be excited for when it comes to Titanfall, and it's gonna be I think just an overall great experience. So I think that about does it for my thoughts on this game, or at least on the beta so far. I think I've said that before, but that's my opinion, and again, it's very much my opinion. You may disagree, you may agree, it's fine. Just this is my opinion, so I thought I'd put it out there, and this is my contribution to the whole Titanfall fuzz and the awesome experiences that it has provided us players so far with this pretty cool beta. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank you for kind of sticking with me through this video. I hope that I showed you something about a game that maybe you had kind of cast aside, maybe just kind of not paid much attention to it. Maybe I've made you reconsider, but if not, it's fine. I hope you've enjoyed the video either way. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I think I am definitely going to be making a Let's Play of Titanfall. I've enjoyed it a lot, so I think I'm going to be playing it. So I want to show you guys what I've been spending my time on, because if I'm not making videos of this, I'll be making just a handful of videos of other games, and then you'll wonder what the heck I'm doing. Well, you'll know. I'll be playing Titanfall, and of course that doesn't mean I won't be making any more Monster Hunter videos or any other videos. For that matter, I will continue my Monster Hunter series. I will continue my unboxing series, and I have a few more additions that I want to that I want to start already. So again, I think I've talked enough. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.